Hey, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about the Pocket Cinema Camera 4K from Blackmagic and how it performs in low light. I did this test to compare between the Pocket Cinema Camera and the Ursa Mini cameras. I've been really busy lately doing a lot of different shoots for Qualtrics. I haven't really had a ton of time to do a lot of the YouTube video stuff, but I have been doing my blog posts for that. You can check that out in the link below. I do blog posts for every shoot that I do, so you can check that out if you want to keep up to date with what I have been doing. So I did do a bunch of different ISOs to show kind of what the Pocket Cinema Camera can do in low light. The only thing lighting that scene that you'll see is actually this little light, the Sokina on-camera light, like a very small, not very powerful light. Let's check out these shots and let you kind of be the judge of it as well, and then I'll kind of give my thoughts as we go through. I started at 400 ISO. I had the Metabones adapter. It was opened up to a 1.8, but you get about a stop and a half or stop and a third more, and that's around a 1.3 on the stop. So there's 400, you can see it's not grainy at all, it looks great. And then you jump up to ISO 800, and 800 right away I could start seeing quite a bit of grain. Now here's the fun part, and this is really the interesting part. If you're going to shoot with this camera, basically I would only shoot 400 or go up to 1250 up to 3200. Because once you jump from that 1000 to 1250, you then jump into the second dual ISO, so your grain is actually less at 1600 than it is at 800. You can see right here between the 800 and the 1600, there's a huge difference. There's also a little bit of a color cast difference. I didn't make any changes to the camera. The only changes I did was change the ISO. I didn't even change the aperture at all. So these changes are just what comes out of the camera and the ISO. And then you jump up to 3200, and 3200 grain-wise looks the same as 400. Now remember, you're getting the full dynamic range of the camera when you shoot at 3200 and 400. Those are what Blackmagic has said is the dual native ISOs. Anything else and you're losing some of the dynamic range. However, when you're shooting at low light, I have found that going down to 1250 reduces your grain pretty significantly. I went up to 6400, and at this point I just thought the image was pretty unusable. 12,800, you can see just crazy amounts of grain. It's just super grainy. And then 25,600, you're at crazy levels of grain. So that's kind of the basic breakdown of it. Now let's take a look at it color correct. So the first thing I did was I just did the color card that you can see back here, the color checker. Did the quick select of the color checker and balanced it that way. At 800, that grain is just so prominent. It's just crazy ugly. But then once you jump to the 1600 again, you get past that dual native ISO, clean, super clean. And then you jump to the 6400, it looks like the 800. Basically what it is it's having the same effect because you're doubling the ISO at 400 up to 800, which is causing the same amount of grain as you double the ISO, which is the dual native ISO from 3200 to 6400. I hope that makes sense. And then I did a full color correction of the whole thing at the 400, and this was balancing the darks and the lights, as well as doing a slight grain reduction, or noise reduction, excuse me. And then you can compare the 3200 and the 400 side by side, and then the 6400 and the 800 side by side. So there's a big difference. And also, just for reference, this is actually being shot at 1250 ISO right now. So if you want to look at the grain of everything that I've been talking about right now, you can see that too. Anyway, I hope this was helpful. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe, and I will be coming out with the other video comparing the Ursa Mini cameras and the Pocket camera shortly. Again, I just haven't had a lot of time to devote to it, unfortunately. I've gotten to this point where I've been able to analyze each individual camera, but not comparing the cameras side by side. But it will be coming out shortly, and I'll try to get that done as soon as I can. Thanks guys, and have a good one. Thanks for watching.